Hey everyone, Mr. Mom Collectibles. I am back with another video, and finally, Hot Toys has released the Darth Vader from the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus TV show. And I have to wonder, is this now the ultimate Darth Vader on the market? And could the only thing to dethrone it is the Return of the Jedi Darth Vader? I wonder. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. But I want to jump right into it, guys. So here are the photos from the figure. We're going to look at the photos. And I also want to do a little bit of a backstory on the figure and kind of see where the status of this is right now on Sideshow and kind of do a little refresher on this because, it's been a minute since this came out. But I mean, obviously, I've been listening to a lot of reactions today from it. Overwhelmingly, it seems to be positive. Absolutely blown away by this. It's one of those figures where I think people are completely overlooking the idea of the Obi-Wan show kind of being a bust. There are definitely people out there that liked it. I thought it was okay. I thought it dragged, but um, it gave us an unbelievable version of Darth Vader. And when this came out, it was just such an amazing piece. It's not going to be for everybody. You have different versions from that, different SKUs. We'll get into it, but I just the first of all, the photography, once again, home run, absolutely great photos here, really showcasing the awesome effect. Even here with that Hayden Christensen look with a little bit of the red glow on it, looks absolutely fantastic. It packs a punch. Like I said, it's a DX figure, and we're also going to be looking at the Sideshow unboxing of the figure as well. But for me, this is just absolutely a home run. It looks like it delivers from the prototype, even arguably better. USB power, the dual lightsabers, and everything. It does raise some questions, though. Like I said, flipping through the photos, this is a funny one. I know someone pointed this out. Might have been a little bit of a photo error where he's holding, the broken Riva and then he still has his on his belt. A little bit of a goof up there, but that's all right. We can look past that because the figure looks badass. Um, like I said, it's a great figure. It really, every time these characters come out, there's going to be some collectors that don't own a Darth Vader. So for some, this is going to be their first Vader. Others, it's going to be multiples in a kind of a transitional phase of the character where you can display the evolution of him. For me, it just for this, I already have the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader, and I do have the 40th Return of the Jedi version on order. I do not personally have this on pre-order. I did go up and toss back and forth on it. Ultimately, when it comes down to pre-ordering stuff, there's just so much stuff out there, and I'm not restricted to one IP. I'm collecting a little bit of everything, and so since I already had an Empire Vader and I have the Return of the Jedi on order, I didn't see this as necessary. However, I will admit if I do see it come up on some of the backup sites and things like that that I have, I won't look past it that I may pick this one up. And there is a particular version that I will, just one version, and we'll get into that. But the figure looks outstanding. Just because I'm not picking it up, I can't give props or due. It's a phenomenal looking piece. I love these photos, even here with him with the lightsaber out, and they're just capturing some great moments from the show. For me, if I was to get this figure, I would get it and have it displayed with the damaged sculpt. I think that's what just makes it so much more impactful for me. That being said, that I have other Vaders, I would want this one to stand out much differently. Like I wouldn't have them displayed clean just because I already have an Empire Vader, and I actually have two Return of the Jedi Vaders on order. So I would display it with the battle damage, just in full battle damage, the plate, the head sculpt, everything like that, just because it would make it stand out so much more. Now, jumping over to Sideshow, once again, just using this as a refresher. It expected to ship, it's coming, it was announced, so people should be getting these notices in the next, maybe a month or so. Could be earlier, who knows? But available in HK now. But you had the collector's edition, then you had the exclusive with a hologram, then you had a deluxe version, and then a deluxe with a hologram again. The collector's edition was $300, and then the deluxe was $335. The exclusive version came with rolling eye function, and it was basically the battle damaged version, base, battle damaged chest plate, USB powered lightsabers, things like that. So basically, that's what you got for 300, and for me, that's perfectly fine. That's just exactly what it is. Now, if you swapped up to the deluxe version, you're going to get a couple extra things. You're going to get a different base, and you're going to get an interchangeable helmet and plate. So basically, you can make a clean Darth Vader. So if you don't want the battle damage, you're going to have multiple options to choose from. You can do battle damage, or you can do the clean here, which is fantastic. So for that $35 difference, I definitely see that. I'm one of those where I always juggle. I'm not always a deluxe only person. But in this case, though, I wouldn't mind just going the classic edition, the collector's edition, just because, like I said, I already have a clean Vader Empire version. I don't need another clean one. But there's some people that it's deluxe or nothing. I respect that 100%. But let's jump over to just to kind of wrap it up the sideshow first look so we can kind of get some in-depth thoughts on this watching this, just make sure we got it all up and going. But there you go. So this is the deluxe. It, like I said, packs a lot of stuff. um it looks really great, like just such an awesome looking piece, especially if you got Riva and you're picking up the Obi-Wan. Like I do have the Obi-Wan on order from this show because I don't have an Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I do have the Obi-Wan. So that might change my opinion on this actually. I know it sounds a little kind of asinine, like you got Obi-Wan and non Vader. As I said, I don't own an Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they did revamp that head sculpt a little bit. So in the beginning, people were kind of trashing that head sculpt, and that looks like that got a refresher. But here we go, DX packaging. Um, I I got feelings about DX. I really feel like DX is kind of worn out its welcome, where you're not getting much bang for your buck. I mean, they're laying this out to make it look like ooh and ah. There's all this stuff, but in reality, there's really not a lot there to this figure. I mean, there's other figures. I think like the Indiana Jones that's coming out looks like that could have been a DX with all the upgrades and stuff. I mean, honestly, this would have been an amazing DX if there was like leather soft goods, things like that worked into it, but that's another gripe for another day, and that's what it is. But this is, like I said, breaking out the two different display bases, USB lightsabers, Reva's broken one, and Vader's, all the different hands, gesturing hands. You have the clean helmet, you have a hologram, which no one seems to ever use. The clean helmet, the battle damaged helmet, and the battle damaged chest piece. So, like I said, for $335, obviously that's before tax and shipping. Um, it looked a lot. I mean, that base alone looks really awesome, and then you get the little dio of the rocks and stuff. But thing about Darth Vader is that he has such a commanding presence. No matter, I think, what Vader you have, if it's an Empire Vader, if it's a Rogue One, if it's a New Hope, whatever it may be, it just has such a commanding presence. This, I think, commands even such a more presence with the battle damage, with the exposed Anakin Skywalker sculpt, the Hayden Christensen sculpt, which they absolutely nailed. Even that little portion of it, it just looks utterly fantastic. Now, I haven't seen this video, so you're watching my actual thoughts on this. I haven't seen anything about this ahead of time. I wanted to save it for this reaction. But sometimes I pass on it. I'm not feeling any like FOMO, like I'm upset about it. A little battle damage on the back of the cape as well, like a lightsaber slash. But I have no resentment about missing out on it or not pre-ordering it, none whatsoever. As I said, if it comes up down the road or available, then I might grab it. But kudos to those who are, especially if this is your first Darth Vader. This is just an awesome one. And it does beg the question. It happened kind of with C3PO. So C3PO, we got the Attack of the Clones version, and then they announced the Return of the Jedi version. And there was a swarm of people that did, in fact, cancel that C3PO because they were like, you know what? I'm going to get the Return of the Jedi version. Now, I wonder, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. Are you someone that had this on order and you canceled it because you only need one and you're opting to go with the Return of the Jedi version, or are you picking this one up regardless? And furthermore, are you getting more than one version, or are you just sticking with two? Now, that's cool that the cape's reversible. That's pretty neat. And then here's the USB power. Now, there's something that I did want to look at this in the video because it seems like everything lights up, but in terms of, oh yeah, the chest box, so you have the sabers that plug in, and yeah, so it looks like the sabers, the chest box, and all that is lit up at the same time. Now, I wonder if you're able to do both sabers. And once again, it's not really like an LED lightsaber light up like a CCFL. It's just lighten up the bulb itself. The rock base is pretty cool. That's interchangeable. I like how that has no markings on it, like the name. So you can use that with another figure if you want. And I know the Obi-Wan Kenobi base is similar to that with the floating rocks and stuff. So that's cool. This is a pretty neat piece as well. I don't think I see any insignias or anything like that with Darth Vader on it. So you could even use that base for somebody else. So that's really cool. I like repurposing my bases a lot. But just going through, like I said, the articulation and stuff, just checking this out. I just want to skim through the actual, that's the articulation. We'll just finalize the pose. But all in all, this is a pretty badass piece. For those who are picking it up, absolutely cool. Like I said, great. But definitely let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. Is this something that you're getting, not getting, passing? Let me know. This seems to be a lot of people were excited about this, and I can understand why. This is a long-awaited piece, so I'm very happy for everyone who's getting it. But home run, Hot Toys, you did it again. Absolutely. Absolutely. You did it again. But as I said, guys, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. Drop a like on this video. Please consider subscribing if this is in fact your first time and you enjoy the content. And like I said, this is Mr. Mom Collectibles saying take care, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.